Hey! Good afternoon, good evening, good night, or good morning, depending on where in the world you are watching this show. First
Cheers,
of all,
people.
yeah, cheers. Just checking.
Good cup of tea.
Oh, it's nice and warm. It's nice and warm as well. And now just checking that we do have sound from the start this week.
It's you're getting all of our audio. Hey, let's have that out there. Why not?
It's nice to see.
Oh, look at that.
What's
in
that?
the chat there. Mars using the
The new smiley
bubble.
emoji. The new smiley bubble.
It makes us smile
Absolutely.
to see you use that.
We love that Qualatex bubble
Yes.
smiley. Hello to everybody over there on Facebook as well. It's nice to
Hi.
see you guys. And so what are we doing tonight, Tom?
We are answering a question.
Answering a question. Well, actually, yes, we are going to
Broadly
answer
speaking.
a question. But before we go to answer the question, we have to just talk about the announcement that was just
Why
made
is
a
there
couple of days
something
ago.
interesting happening in the world?
There is something happening.
It's all exciting.
It is. It's all exciting.
There's a lot of people posting about this at the moment because
Yes.
there's a lot of excited people behind the scenes that knew some information but couldn't say,
No.
and now it's yay!
So what we're going to do
Cat
is
out the bag.
yeah, we're going to pop over onto the
Yeah, I'm gonna give you
Facebook
this.
page. Thank
And
you.
you know what? Because I like to see what we're doing as well.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Oh, look at that. Hey, you guys. We are we're on the Facebook page for Balloon Wonderland.
That's right. It's a separate page. It's
Yes.
an entity all of its own. It's
Yes.
that exciting.
And this announcement was made yesterday, and it tells you for the new Balloon Wonderland event that's happening next year in July in Orlando, Florida.
Yes.
It's going to be an amazing event. You can see there who's going to be part of it. So you've got the producers, Stuart Davies and LaDonna Belcher. Build captains and designers is Dante, Jackie, Anthony Lena, Sarah Mayer. Pioneer build
Some
captains.
heavy hitters.
Yeah. Evie. Kerry Ferguson from the UK and Cam Woody. And then the build captains, we got Alex Ventura, Sylvia, Scott, Derek Wong, Jill Shortreed, Liz Romani, Carolyn Truby, Amanda Armstrong, Billy Damon, Anne McGovern, Peyton Westfall, Michael Creighton, and Darren Huffman.
You are not going to be disappointed whatever team you're on there.
No, absolutely not. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So we'll get rid of this and we'll go back to full size.
Here we go. I'm going to have to coordinate this, Keith.
You got that?
Hang,
okay.
fire. Just 1 second. I'm going to go there and I'll go there. There we go.
There we go. Does that work? Right.
We were
okay.
actually having a chat with one of the
I'm going to put
producers
it in the
today.
background.
In
There
fact.
we go. Yes.
We'll not say who. We'll not say who. But it wasn't Stuart.
No, it wasn't Stuart.
That's next week.
Yeah. So it's going to be absolute. Just look at that. The focus on there is.
It's just your eyes, Keith.
Is that where it is? I've had
Maybe.
so much. Yeah.
Maybe.
It is going to be amazing.
Yes,
it's going to be
you're right.
very limited places, and we'd also like to announce that on the 30th. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, 30th of this month, because it's the place. The registration opens the 1st of October.
That's right.
But
But the day before,
we've got a
Q
special.
Corner.
Well, actually, let's not say where it's happening, but you're not going to want to miss it.
that's
Let's just
right.
say that.
But it's a public service announcement
Yes.
to remind you about the tickets going on sale. And we feel that it's very important because, certainly from what we've been hearing from people, is their commitment to going
Yeah.
is high.
Yes.
So if you are thinking about it, get your ducks in a row now, ready to get that.
Yes.
But if you're not sure,
Yeah.
check out the Balloon Wonderland Facebook page.
Yeah, and go over onto the Qualatex.com, because you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with Qualatex.com.
Yeah, and go on to the events Balloon
And there's a lot
Wonderland
of
there
chat
as well.
from a lot of the build captains, the designers, and the build team. There's lots of those guys posting, so there's a bit more information coming out there. But we will be bringing you some more information, which is our task right the way throughout this event, from now until the event and after.
And during,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
after.
really?
Yes, and during.
Well, we're doing that, are we?
And during.
Okay. We
And
are
during.
going to be bringing you as much. Now, we've asked for certain access and we've been told no.
But Doesn't matter. Or sometimes it's better to seek forgiveness than ask permission. So what we're going to do is we're going to go behind the scenes. We're going to give you guys all access to all areas
because we
at all times of the day as well. We were talking with the hotel today just to make sure that we're going to have enough
checking
internet.
what time the pool's up. I mean, no,
checking that we have enough speed so that we can go live with you guys as much as possible.
Yes.
So
there's so many cool things
going
on that we're going to get you involved in as well.
Yes.
So that's what we are here for you.
But look out for a special announcement broadcast that's going to happen on the 30th of this month.
That's right.
So
that's cool.
if you're not a subscriber, why not? Get yourself onto youtube.com/QCornerShow. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, make sure you get all your notifications on there. And yes, so...
I was trying to read the chat there as well.
I know. I just read that from Alyssa. Do you have an idea of the topic so it would be easy to find additions we want to watch again? We're working on that at the moment, Alyssa. What a fantastic question. So yeah, an index.
We knew what you meant.
Yes, we are. We're working on an index, which will have links, hopefully, to all the different Q corners, because this is number 84. So all 84 live episodes, plus all of the extra videos that we've done over the past 2.5 years.
Totally appreciate that question, because it has been asked in the various ways.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of work behind it, but we totally appreciate it, because actually we found some stuff recently which we did talk about on a previous show about Lucy, in fact.
Yes, and it wasn't indexed actually on that particular video episode
and
as
that
well.
little gem of Lucy's was hidden in that video.
Yes.
But we knew it was there. It was a thing that we were looking for, and we couldn't find it. And we were in it.
Yes. So we went back and we rewrote the descriptions and everything as well.
We feel your pain. And
so we're working on it.
Yes.
We're working on it. It'll be with you as soon as we possibly can.
It's on the list.
Right.
But what else was on the list, Keith? Because we had some questions.
We did got a question, and it's to do with this particular photo.
Clues in the title.
Why is that not coming up when I do that?
You want that one? It's going behind us. It's there.
Oh, it is. It was just having a bit of a time.
You were blinking at the right time.
Yes, okay. Can we have it on full screen, please?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, it was regarding this particular photo. And it was asking why we chose this particular technique for decorating the columns outside of the front of the venue rather than certain other techniques. And basically, the general thing is that it needed to have a high impact,
big impact,
but they didn't have the biggest of budgets.
That's right. And the thing is, we've got clients that we work with that they'll spend big, and this particular client's great, but depending on the particular event, the budget changes for that. So we want to give them the best bang for the budget, and certain techniques are too labour intensive, and we totally agree with what was said, as in what could have been done, absolutely. However, cost wise it was prohibited for this particular build. It was not the right one. Especially one of the techniques that was discussed, right? Yeah. So it's a technique that we really, really like. It can have some amazing effects with it. It'll have a really good impact also, as well as it completely transforms the column itself. I remember, I think the first time I saw it was actually the first WBC that I attended. That I may have saw. That will be 2012 in Dallas. The first time I really saw that technique being used on a really wide column as well. This column was like 5 feet wide. These were some structures. And when you first see something and you think, I love that. How's it done? Yes, because at first we thought there was balloons. There was a lot of balloon sticky dots. Balloon sticky dots, or people have been taking the balloons, rubbing it to their head, and then sticking them to the column. Put it in a perfect way. So you kind of come at it from. I think sometimes when you look at something that's made, you come at it from what you already know. So you think, okay, we've made columns before. We've made your layers of 4s and 5s, and then you're thinking, this has got 200. Yeah, and it's massive and things like that. And then you have a look, and actually it's solid concrete underneath there. Yes. So we have a tube around to represent our columns. We do have a tube. Yes. Okay. Tube. Hello. Prepared. Tube. These are handy tubes. This tube has got nothing to do with the balloon decker and weight. No, this is just to demonstrate a small column
and it doesn't matter what thickness this is, but this is just to demonstrate a small version of a column.
If you too want some tubes like this, our friend John down the street has loads. He has a carpet business.
Yes.
If you need tubes.
And it's the carpet. It's the tube from the inside of a carpet, a roll of carpet.
We went outside and said, John, can we borrow a tube?
We need a column.
He said,
to
no.
Demonstrate.
He says, no, you can't. You have to take it. Don't bring it back.
So we did.
So we now have a tube.
Yes, I think it was about 20 foot length of it as well. So anyway,
we have a tube.
We have a tube. The next thing that we do, that will stand.
So this could be this size or any size. It
could be like this.
Technique works the same. That's why I love it.
We have a 160Q on this case, and what I'm going to do is take the air out by nipping the tip and just sliding it between my finger and my thumb to tie it off like this. And then, if you hold it steady, because normally concrete columns don't fall over, what you do is you pull it over, pull it around, and then...
I wasn't quite ready for that, then it almost went.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was going to get hit in the face. And then we tie it off. So what it is it gives us a banded technique. Now, if you remember, Dom, if I go to this, yes, it's the same sort of thing that we used in the last episode, episode 83, where the band went all the way around the outside, and it's the same sort of thing. But this time it's going around the column. So
now, I remember going back to the first time that we emulated this technique. We made these bands and we tied them on and we trimmed this. Right?
Yes,
that was a mistake. We learned from that one. We kind of streamlined the process. This is very helpful to pull that band away for the next step. You can trim it later, but if you trim it, you've kind of got to get a hold of it.
So generally when we make our bands, and these are spare bands, what we'll do is we'll leave the tied part of the nozzle on, so when this goes over like this, we have something that we can pull on, and it makes the job a little bit easier.
100%, 100% easier.
So let's have another one here. Like that.
These can be done ahead of time.
Well, it can be if the top's open.
I meant they're taking the air out.
All right.
Obviously, though, if you've actually got a real column to work with, don't tie them into a loop. Because it's not fun.
Very hard to get them on over the top.
Yeah.
I've just realised as well, our cameras, it needs to be a bit lower.
Sometimes when you do this technique, especially if you've got a few people on your crew or helping, do a test one first to see where you need to tie it, because you want to try and keep this tension similar across all of those bands, so the technique looks.
It wants to be snug against it, pulled in, but it also needs to have some give to be able to put the balloons under.
Yeah, if you do one, you'll be able to adjust your tension.
So
accordingly.
we have some 5-inch balloons
that you prepared,
but I'm going to show you anyway. We're going to demonstrate just one pair. So let's do red. So it's a 5-inch, 5-inch red on there, and then it's just one stroke, and then down and one stroke.
He's done a little twist there for those guys that don't know. A little twist before he's inflated the second balloon, and that's just to make sure that no air escapes whilst you're doing that second inflation.
I've lost my cutter.
Oh, you have got it.
You got a handy cutter there? I had one on my belt earlier. I'll just take the one off this side of the Premium Smart Twist. Right, okay.
It's just more than just a cutter, by the
way. yeah, it's just really handy. Okay, so this is going under here. So I pull it out, and it goes under exactly the same as we did on previously. And then what we're going to do is we're going to need another 7 of those. So I'm just going to move that around.
You're doing the same colour on one layer, are you?
Yes, I'm going to do this way, and then we'll do...
Even when you're deciding your pattern, be cautious of doing
1, 2, 3,
colour sequences around, unless you've done a test.
6.
Because you may find that you do a certain size with your balloons, but there's not enough to give you the sequence. You might find that you can only get an odd number in or an even number in, and it doesn't work out right for your pattern. So be cautious of your design, making sure that it can actually fit in. So this one, because of the size and the pattern that it's going to create, this one's being done in bands.
So on the previous design, we had it going like this, where they were perfectly upright. But what we don't want that with this one. We want them to be snug. So what we do is we push it over slightly, so that each one.
Much more like a column now.
Just turn it around there, so I can get it so that it sits nicely.
So each one sits in the middle of the previous layer.
Yes. Okay. So there we go. It has that snug look to it here.
Now this one could have been done
with
two colours as well. So he'd selected a red and a red, but this could have been done red then white, so you could have thinner bands as well. It doesn't have to be done two balloons at a time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Just think about the duplets that you're making.
8.
What colour sequence that you may want to introduce.
Yes.
Who's from sunny Florida?
That's Sylvia.
Hiya,
Sylvia. It's one of our team captains.
Yes.
Everybody in the chat say hi to Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
Somebody said, when is the next WBC and where? Well, we just had the stopgap for the WBC because of all of the problems that people have with travelling at the moment.
Yes.
Because apparently there was some sort of pandemic or
Don't
something
know what they're on about.
which has disrupted travel around the world. It hasn't been announced for the next one, but this is the stopgap for the moment, so that we have something to look forward to.
That's right. This will get us there.
Yes.
So we don't know the answer to your question. We're focusing on this first.
Yes. So I've done my second layer, and what I want to do is get it so that the this one sits in between here, and then we've got our second set of rows that are going on there. And then, can you guess what colour we're going to use next?
Love it.
We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4,
Just proving you can
5,
count again.
6. I was trying to do that 7, 8. I was trying to do that while reading the chat on Facebook.
Just so you know, whilst you're
Hello,
reading
Mexico.
it, you stop speaking.
Yeah, well, I kind of guessed that. So we're doing our last layer on here.
On this example.
On this example, we go.
Again, if you're working on a real column, it's easier for you to walk around it rather than have someone turn the column.
No, it's always better to keep turning the column. 1 second, I'm just going to put that there. Do that there.
It's also easier if you start from,
Keep going.
either the top or the bottom as well.
Yeah.
So you've got something to push the pressure up to, depending on where you're going.
Turn around so I can have a little look, make sure that it's all sitting in the gaps. Just go up, just a touch on like that.
Lovely.
And then that's great. Okay.
And I suppose there's some sort of conversation to be had about where would
Although I'm going to have to push this all down because it's coming off the screen so people can see.
Okay. If we were on site for this one,
Yeah.
you could start at the top or you could start at the bottom. And I think it depends on where you want it to be potentially cleaner. Because quite often at the bottom, you might have something else to kind of cover that line where it's going onto the floor. So you might have something else to go around it. Or you might need it to be perfect top and bottom, which means you might just go back over the design and just ever so slightly space them or ever so slightly squeeze them to get them to fit into that as well. But really it's more about the logistics of, your access to the top, or maybe if they were here, then you can push them up. It really does depend. And bearing in mind, it doesn't matter how big the column is, because you're setting the pressure with a 260 or a 160Q, which of course you can tie more than one together as well.
Yeah, if you need to go all the way around, you can have these really long lengths.
It just takes sometimes.
Say, for instance, you were doing something that was patriotic and you wanted to do red, white, and blue. You could have maybe 5 or 6 levels of these of the red, and then the same number of white, the same number of blue, and it gives you that whole design.
Exactly, and having this, if it's wider, like if it's more than that you can reach, get someone to help you just to kind of move them. So when it all goes up in one band together, it makes it much cleaner. You can kind of work your way around, but you tend to find you do a lot of steps going around for that one as well. So essentially it's a very simple technique, but think about your access, think about your height. Bearing in mind, if you're working at a height and you're on a column, you've got to get access all the way around that column.
Yes.
So it's thinking about how would you achieve that? Would you be up and down the ladders? That takes time. What essentially is a very simple column becomes more complicated at height. Now, if these are not too tight, you can actually do this, and with a little bit of help, the whole thing can be pushed.
I mean, like this is moving up and down.
Hey, Luke.
On there.
So it's something that could be done at a more suitable height, and then push those rings up as you go. So thinking ahead of how you're going to or what your pattern is going to be. So actually, you start from the top, but working at a suitable height, and then pushing those up as you go as well.
The other handy tip as well is that if, for instance, you have the column is either rough or it's not a nice colour, it's going to stand out against the balloons, even though you pack them in nice and tight. You can wrap it with something. So if it's a smaller column, tissue paper is generally handy.
Yep.
And then the other thing, if you don't, is a tablecloth. If you buy the cheaper paper tablecloths, and you can wrap them around, use some sort of sticky tape to hold them together, and then do this on the other side.
Like the 2-inch poly ribbon as well. It takes a bit of time, but it is within the range of poly ribbon we've got. It's something we have, and they've got all the colours that generally work with everything, so you could do a wrap with that. It just takes a bit more time because you wrap around the column.
Kimberly, we can't wait to see your demonstration of this from the storefront that you're going to do, the columns in front of your store. If you could send a picture to Mr. Q, put on his page, or send it to us, we would love to see it, Kimberly.
Long-lasting design as well, because it's air-filled. It's 5-inch, really underinflated these are. This does scale up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do this with 11-inch balloons and downsize again. Because it's important, remember, when I was inflating, I was pulling the neck down to keep it really nice and round, so it gets that nice round shape.
Very important for 11-inch this though. Yeah. Because the 11-inch is going to be undersized, maybe it's like 7-inch. You want them nice and round, so they're really interlocked to give that very even design. Yeah, because
imagine if you're trying to do the same thing with balloons that are shaped with the normal, like the teardrop shape. It's not going to work the same.
It doesn't have that same uniformity.
No, and it's going to stick out at funny angles and things, and you're going to see bigger gaps. Nice and small and round, underinflated. 16-inch underinflated. It doesn't matter as long as it's round.
That's right. But the bigger the column, the bigger the balloon can be as well. Yes. So the narrow column like this can only really work with 5-inch. It's not to say that it won't work with 11s, but it's going to look a little bit lumpy. We want it to be round and look kind of really smooth and have all the gaps filled. So something a bit bigger, where the column's more like a foot or so wide, then we could start going up to 11-inch. But if you're unsure, do a little test. This is very inexpensive to do a test on.
Yeah, we did a quick test on this because of the wrap to see how big or how small it would be, and we found with keeping it nice and simple for the recipe as well, one stroke on a hand pump for this kind of thing with 8 sets to go round works really well, and it's very easy to duplicate for anybody, right?
Yes, and this sort of thing as well, you can do a little test on site, you can even go do a little site visit, you can try a bit. It doesn't take too much to test it, you don't have a lot of work to do, but it's a fantastic way to get huge results. But actually a lot of the prep work can be done in advance and taken with you in a bag, because it's not constructed, so it's got so much flex. You can put hundreds in a bag, easy to transport, or on site multiple people working to produce a very good standard of work by breaking down those tasks. Inflations, tie-in, and that last bit of prep and presentation.
So one of the things that we can do as well is that there's loads of different designs that we can do with this, but if I demonstrate on here, so if I take, let's go for this one out here, and I'll replace it with this one like that, and then I'll take this one out here and I'll replace it with this one like that, and then I need another white for down here, so I'm going to replace that one for this one, and this one for this one, and then I need round to this one. We'll go blue.
I think you're doing the flag.
Well, you can't.
I saw the flag there. I thought he was go big or
go home. We don't have a massive amount of time left, but we
know that's what I thought you were.
A little bit. And if we turn it like this, you can see all of a sudden, just a little bit further back, so we've got instead of having the bands of colour, we now have a stripe that we run down there.
What I did think he was doing, he's going to do the red and white stripes and then the blue section. That's what I thought you were going for. I was waiting for you to pull out the vinyl stars that you prepared earlier and stick them on, which you didn't. That would have been great.
The problem being is that you don't get the straight up and down stripe.
I know, but look cool.
Yeah.
I want to see people's go of this. I want to see some good stuff.
See what you can do. I'm sure. I know Luke was in the chat. I'm sure Luke's done this many times. And we'd like to see.
Didn't he do them with the black and white balloons?
Black and white balloon. Oh, because it was only black and white available because it was so old. Luke, he was doing a joke there about your age there. Sorry.
That's so lovely, Luke.
Yeah, something like that. Yes. People there are absolutely loving this. Hello, Sven from Germany. It's good to see you, my friend. Hello, Gabby.
It is really pretty.
Thank you for the wow, Jackie. And Zach says it's really pretty because I remember that's Zach from the USA. I don't know.
I knew it wasn't that person, which is why I didn't say that name. I knew it was someone else.
You didn't think it was Fonzie Bear?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Fozzie Bear, not Fonzie, because that's
Happy Days.
Happy Days. It's a crossover. It's
all go today.
That is about all the time we have, unfortunately, for today. I want to say thank you to, first of all, you need to put that message up to go up there.
Oh, let's do that, yes.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can do it. It's coming.
I think we made the red, white and blue for Zach in the USA. No, we did red, white and blue for the UK or for France or whichever one you want to choose.
Whichever one you want.
Thank you very much to all of our members.
I
know I'm reading there for Luke. This is even before you were born. From Eduardo said he's from Brazil. He called it the easy system, and it is super.
I'm okay with being told that was done before I'm born. So, I mean, that was done at least like 20 years.
Good 22 years ago, plus a lot of that. But
it's a great technique.
It is. It's a fantastic technique. Underused as well. I think underused technique.
I agree. And that's we're not showing something new here. We're not showing something we've invented. We're just showing something. It came up with a question because someone said, "Why don't you use that technique on that job?"
Yes,
wasn't appropriate for that job.
We didn't have enough time.
There
wasn't enough budget.
But we agree. We love it.
Yes. And also, as well as that, even though that my Spanish is not as fluent as Mars translation on YouTube there, I can see that she has put about the 22 years and then a little winky face, Dom. And I think that's the sarcasm. Please, guys, we would love for you guys to try this technique, or if you're already doing this technique, share with on Mr. Q's Facebook page and get it out there for everybody else to see.
And once again, thank you to all of our crew and all of our rock stars.
Absolutely. Yes. And we shall see you in not 2 weeks' time.
No.
Because remember, we've got that special one on the 30th of September to do with Balloon Wonderland.
Loads of gossip about what's coming up.
You're not going to want to miss it. You're really not.
I'm going to be there.
I think I shall make it too.
That's two of us.
You guys
one
should
more
be.
As well.
Okay. Well, we're going to say bye-bye for now. Thank you very much. And we shall see you
soon.
On the 30th, but remember next week we're about to release the next week's videos. So there'll be 3 more videos from the QCon Convention 2020. So enjoy.
Cool stuff. Bye for now.